Good morning, everybody. This is Toucan Dragon, and welcome back to Digimon Rearise. With today being the start of Com Week, I'm going to briefly go over some good potential team comps that could be used for this week. Since the season just started, I can't really guarantee if these team comps can get you 28 points, but I can tell you that these teams I'm going to show you are pretty fun to use, and who knows, with enough creativity, you could mix them up and come up with something amazing. Then, feel free to share your opinions on them down in the comments below. So, the first team I want to present to you guys is this team, a pure Calm team. So, since this is Calm Week, I just have to say, normally ulforce would be kind of falling down, but since, again, this week is Calm Week, he could rise up in the trending tabs and be really high like he once was. So, that's why he's here in this team. ulforce is incredible, especially in this week with his improved stats. And if you can get this ancient plugin, he'll be even better. So that's why I'm running ulforce. So now, the reason why I'm running SpanglishComics is because of his passive. In his passive, he increases crit rate for all Calm allies by 30%. This, mixed with ulforce, it's just a nuke waiting to happen, so this could increase ulforce's performance and help you one-shot even more. Now, another good thing about SpanglishComics is that he's actually a pretty decent attacker. Granted, he does hit one enemy, but he does good damage, he ignores block, and he can inflict poison. And on top of that, his plugins are out right now, which I kinda spent a little bit on. They're out for 200 rubies for his 2 plugins, 3 Calm skill stones, and I think some food and workout stuff. But this is the main thing, his plugins and the Calm skill stones, but I'm not gonna use it on him yet because I still have tickets for the ticket summon, and there's a chance I might get him again. I haven't done a ticket summon in a while, so I might do another video on that. Hint, hint. But anyways, that's why I'm running him. He's a pretty good attacker, and he helps ulforce a lot. And the next Digimon that I want to mention here is Morrow, which, like ulforce, she's making a comeback due to her passive skill. She decreases all enemies' defense by 20% permanent, and her main skill is pretty good too. She hits 3 enemies, decreases their counter rate by 20, and a 50% chance to inflict poison on those enemies. And her sub skill, she hits all enemies and decreases the block rate by 20%. For this week, I believe ulforce, Slayer, and Morrow are going to be the dream team to have. Now, the next 2 I'm running here, it could be debatable on who you want to run, but I chose these 2 because I believe they could provide really good support. The first one I'm going to mention here is Sakuyamon. Now here, she is my Alphamon replacement. Alphamon I used in my Brave team kind of mostly for that skill lock, and yes, for damage, but the skill lock works wonders. So Sakuyamon here, she actually has a skill lock too. Now the kicker here is that she affects everybody. She damages all enemies and a 40% chance to inflict skill lock on all those enemies, while decreasing their tech by 30%. So her main skill could be really good right now in the battle park, at least just for this week since it's Calm Week, and she gets increased stats. Now if you run to another Sakuyamon, you don't need to worry because her passive will kick in. She nullifies all skill lock, affecting all your allies for 3 turns, so she provides protection against herself, which is pretty cool, and I think she'll be pretty good this week in the battle park. And I believe she's still in that step-up banner with War Greymon. I think that's still here, right? I might be wrong, but I think that War Greymon step-up banner is still here, and she's in there, so you could pull her there if you want to try, but it's not guaranteed, not like War Greymon. Another thing too I want to mention is her plugins are actually out right now. You can get them in the Battle Park shop. It is debated though if you want to spend your coins on her, because I believe her 2 plugins together it's 500. And it does take a while to save up those coins, so it's up to you if you want to get those plugins for her. If she's the only Calm Digimon you have, then by all means I think it's a good investment to get those plugins, because I think she'll be useful this week. That's just my opinion. Which he is our Power Debuffer. Now, his passive does nullify poison, burn, and error. That's one reason, but the main reason is his main and sub skill. His main skill is he hits 4 enemies for 220, skill level 1, and decreases those 4 enemies' power by 30%. So if you have people running omegamon right now, which they probably will, because omegamon will still be pretty good. Not as good as last week, but he'll still be pretty good. Or even Gallantmon, because Gallantmon has a boost right now in his power. He could lower their power, so they won't hit as hard. And his sub skill is he deals 260 damage to 2 enemies and decreases their attack damage resistant by 30%. So this helps you and your Calm team hit harder because all Calm are attack based. So that's my pure Calm team, and I think it's pretty good. I like Sakurayamon, I like Mega Gargomon, I for sure like Ulforce, Slayer, and Minervamon. I think they work wonders together, so because I think they do, we're going to go to our next team, which is a nuke team for Ulforce. So here we have again the main 3, Ulforce, Slayer, and Minervamon, but we're replacing Sakurayamon and Mega Gargomon with Boltmon and Wisemon. So Boltmon is here because of his passive, which is increased critical rate by 20% for all your allies, which is permanent. And Wisemon is here for kind of the same thing as Sledgemon, which his passive is increase crit rate for all Calm allies by 20%, and that's permanent. So your Ulforce on 70% crit up, already hitting the field. And on top of that, your Wisemon here could buff. His sub skill increases all allies tech by, well, minus 74% because he's skill level 8. But he increases all allies tech in general for 3 turns, so that's really good, especially if you're running a pure Calm team or if you're trying to go a full nuke team. Now for the next team I want to show you guys is a mix. So let's say all you have is Ulforce for when you pulled Sledgemon, because he's kind of free right now with the ticket summon. Minervamon, because she's free too. You could get her through an egg, or you could get her from a banner. Any banner really. When you pull, there's a chance to get her. So let's say you only have those 3 good Calm Digimon, but you did pull omegamon and you did get Boltmon, because Boltmon, again, he's free just like Minervamon. So this could be a potential good team comp to use. It's not as hard hitting as the last time I showed you, because it kind of splits the crit between Ulforce and omegamon, but it could still be pretty good. So again, we have Ulforce here, Minervamon minus 20 defense of enemies, Sledgemon plus 30% crit of Calm allies, Boltmon crit up 2, except for everybody, and omegamon, who could basically do double damage when he crits. So Boltmon helps out Ulforce and omegamon, but Ulforce gets most of the buff because of Sledgemon, but omegamon does get helped a little bit because of Minervamon. Alright, and those are the main teams I want to show you guys, but let's go into a scenario. Let's say you don't have Ulforce or omegamon. For some reason you weren't either here when those banners came out, or you were, but you weren't lucky enough to get them. There's a few Digimon you could use to replace them, but it's very iffy. I don't think it'll get you high in the leaderboard, but it could help you if this is all you have. So let's switch out Ulforce and omegamon. So for Ulforce, we're going to actually switch him out with Wargramon. And for omegamon, we're going to switch him out with Gallantmon, because he has a boost all month, even though he is a brave Digimon. So Gallantmon could be really useful in the Calm week if he's all you have. So this team could work. You have Minervamon providing the defense down. The only problem is Sledgemon. The only Digimon he's buffing is himself and Minervamon. Again, he could easily be replaced with Sakurayamon. I think Sakurayamon might actually be a good replacement for Sledgemon because of her skill lock and her skill lock protection, and the tech down for all enemies. So Sakurayamon could be a good alternate, but Gallantmon here will probably be your heavy hitter. The only downside is his main attacking skill is a single target, so he might not do much. And Wargramon, he's here for the speed, and for the HP buff he gives to Brave Digimon. But I think if this is all you have, this might work, but there's probably a better way to do this. So if you guys could think of something, go for it. I mean, mix this team up a little bit. I still think Galvatmon could be very useful, but just not as an attacking role, because his sub skill is pretty good. His sub skill gets rid of all buffs on your enemy side of the team. Well, all buffs for 4 enemies for a turn, but it also decreases their tech. So his sub skill is really good right now. Other than that, I do want to show you guys some honorable mentions. So let's just get into my Digimon list. Okay, so here we are. The first one I want to mention that could be pretty good, that could be potentially decent, is Rosemon. Now, I have Rosemon right here, still as a rookie. I did not digivolve her. I have not done anything with her, as you can tell. But she does provide a paralysis protection for all your calm Digimon. But she does provide paralysis protection for all your calm Digimon for 2 turns, and her main skill could be pretty useful. Her main skill is she does 220% damage to 4 enemies. This is at skill level 1. She'll also increase your ally's defense by 20% for 2 turns, and has a 45% chance to apply paralysis to 4 enemies for 2 turns, so that could be useful. Her sub skill isn't anything great. All she does is she hits 1 target and gives herself a counterattack up by 40%. Another Digimon you could use is Machinedramon, the calm one. So again, I don't have him digivolved at all, but his passive, it's okay. Increases counter rate to allies by 20%. It makes him hit more often. But the main thing that is good for him is his main skill again. His main skill is 180% damage to all enemies in skill level 1, and decreases crit rate of all your enemies by 30%, and reduces their power by 30%. So if there's a lot of omegamons running around later on this week, Machinedramon could be a good counter if you could fire your main skill before your opponent fires his. So keep that in mind. I think he could be useful, and he's fairly easy to get. As you could tell, mine's a rookie, so I got mine from an egg. Another potential good one here is Calm Iotismon, which I have as Impmon. The main thing that's good about him is his passive. Increases the tech of all calm allies by 20%. So this could potentially be used for maybe a nuke team with ulforce, or to increase your other calm Digimon's attack if you do not have ulforce and you're trying to buff everybody else up. So there's that. And lastly, one I believe who could potentially be good is Ebimon, which I just digivolved. The good thing about Ebimon is his passive, which decreases all enemies' crit by 20%, and that's permanent. So we have 2 potential Omega counters with Calm Machinedramon and Calm Ebimon. Ebimon's main and sub skill are okay. His main skill is dealing damage to 2 enemies, decreases the defense by 20%, and 55% chance to inflict error. And the sub skill, he'll deal damage to 4 enemies and decreases their attack by 30%. With all that said, I want to hear from you guys now. Are you guys prepared for Calm Week? And do you guys like this change of pace from Brave Digimon, who have been running the battle park since before these boosters were even a thing? And do you think that ulforce might make an impressive comeback? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and the other content we are cranking out, then you should subscribe and click on that little bell icon so you can be notified when we release more videos. And don't forget to show your support and like all our content, because it really goes a long way and encourages us to keep making more videos. This has been Toucan Dragon, and if I can, you can too. Bye guys.